Now this is a pistol grip glass cutter right here. This is a pistol grip. You can see it's very ergonomically designed. This is my personal glass cutter. This is a pencil grip brass handle. It's a little heavy, it's weighted. However, you can see I've had it for probably 20 years. These are our grousing pliers or grosing pliers, and they take a piece of glass that looks like this on one end, and we can chew it away and make it look like that, all without using our grinder. So next we have our running pliers. Our running pliers are great for making strips of glass such as this right here. And then last but not least, our glass cutting square. Very important for your tool arsenal for stained glass. We'll be right back and we'll start showing you how to use these tools. So yeah, now we're going to go over the actual cutting of the glass or scoring of the glass. The first tool we're going to use is our trusty square. I'm telling you, you're going to love this item in your toolbox. So, you know, everybody has talked about and probably seen this glass cutter here, the old ball tip glass cutter. And I want to show you because not a whole lot of people know what these three little grooves here are for. So once you score the glass with this glass cutter, and this is the first glass cutter that I ever used back in the 70s when I started working in the industry. So we're going to score that. And then this little groove here, believe it or not, just goes right there. And it takes and it runs just a little piece off the window glass, so that if you're out on the job and you usually have to cut the window glass down a little bit, that's what this is for. These grooves here are for 3/32, 1/8, and 3/16 glass. So anyway, there's our little tidbit for the evening. So I want you to hear something, and I want you to understand that this is how your glass really should sound. You hear that? Now I did that 3 times, and all 3 times sounded exactly alike. So now I'm going to show you how to use my running pliers. And that makes that just like that. Now that first score that I made this score too close to it. Your running pliers will not break that because it is so close. However, these are our grouser pliers, and I should be able to lay right on there, put my index finger folded at the knuckle, pull down and away, and that took that nice little strip of that window glass off, and I still have my knuckle and there's no leaks anywhere. So cutting glass is really just learning its properties and how it reacts. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to start out with this curved line. And if you notice, when we were using the square, I'm pulling my glass cutter to me. Now we're going to cut a pattern. If I try to pull this to me, my wrist and my forearm are so large that I'm going to hide my pattern. So when I do cut my glass for my pattern, I want to make sure that my glass cutting wheel is inside that black line, and I'm going to hold it about 80 degrees. My middle finger, you can do this right or left-handed. If you need me to show you how to do it right-handed, I will. I'm left-handed, but I can cut glass right-handed just as easy. So we're gonna start out. We want to hear the pressure. We want to hear that nice roll on that wheel. and we want to stay right on the inside of that black line. You don't want to come off real hard. Boom! You do that, you're going to break your glass. So we're going to take our running pliers now. We're going to go a little bit on this side. And I'm hoping that the camera will show that run. I hope you could see that go across, and then the refraction of the light coming through the break would show you the run. I hope you could see that in the photograph. So we did our running pliers, and now these two pieces, you could make the lid to a box out of that without any problem. I do want to show you one thing. I'm going to score this, but I'm going to skip, okay? Did you hear that? This is exactly what's going to happen. When you're running it or breaking it, it will run to its weakest point. There's the weakest point. So if you're having trouble while you're cutting glass and everything you do runs over to one side or the other, somehow or another you're letting up on the pressure as you go and score the glass. So what we want to do is we want to stop that, and we want to make sure that when we're cutting our glass, we have that just such a good sound, and then we have a great break. There we are, guys. Let's show you how we're going to cut an outside curve. I think Barb's got the camera just right where she needs it. So I'm going to draw an outside curve. Now just remember, this is the piece that we don't need. This is the piece that we want. So we're going to lay our glass cutter right there. And we're going to come across like that. So we need to start this run, but we can't pull down really hard. We just want to start it, okay? And I'm not sure if you can see that, but the run is right there, and it's all the way over to here. So now we want to turn this back around, and we're going to run it back into itself. Now you'll see right here as we have these two little ears. Your grousing pliers, ladies and gentlemen, are what that's for. Okay. Remember, I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this cutting it, because you can use it as a reference. You can now go back and see everything that we're doing. Now this is an inside curve, okay? And in order to get this out, because again, this is what we don't want. So we're going to start off. I like to do it this way just because it gives me a mark and it tells me where I need to stop rather than where I need to start. So I'm putting a score right where my finished line is going to go. Now I'm going to start in about 1/4 of an inch from this line, and I'm going to end up 1/4 of an inch from that line. And then I'm going to come in kind of down and in 1/4 of an inch from that line. And again, I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay. So these are where your grousing pliers come in. So first of all, we're going to break this out. Then we're going to come in. See, I started that run. I don't know if you can see the glare. Then I'm going to come just right behind that run and pull down and away. And the same way here. We're going to start that run. And you see that run came all the way around to there. Now I'm just changing hands. Now that piece of glass is broken. The run is all the way through. However, we need to just squeeze just a little bit and pull down and away. This will get that out. Now, we should pretty much, I just ran that around to there. Okay. You know, when the robbers walk up to the bank in Hollywood and they take their circle cutter and they score the big window in the front of the bank, and then they take their vacuum cup and pull on it a little bit and that window comes out. I promise you folks, that's only in Hollywood, okay? Just like any other glass, once the glass is scored, it must be broken from behind. So here we go. You heard it stop, don't go any further. So now we're going to take it, we're going to break it from behind. And you see our run has started. You see our run right there. Now we should be able to just take our index finger and we can chase that run by pulling down with our thumb here and using our knuckle as a bridge to pull the glass around. You hear that final crack? All right, so I want to show you something. While we were breaking this circle, the glass was breaking like this. Every time I pulled on it, it broke it. It ran a different direction. So now we have to flip it back over. We're going to listen for one more pop. And there it is. So now we're going to take our glass cutter and our running pliers, and we're going to cut into this circle. And it is under a tremendous amount of stress. Okay, you see that? If you could feel this, you would notice that it's broken like this. Everywhere I pushed down on it while we were breaking that circle around it, that's it. Just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, a circle from the circle cutter. This circle cutter combination strip cutter is a great way just to make something a little abstract. So hi, we're back. We just wanted to go over a couple things with you, different types of glass. First of all, I'd like to show you what is called a cathedral glass. Now this is just a really, really pretty Kelly green or army green cathedral glass. This is called an opalescent. It means opaque. Cathedrals, opaques, and this is called a streaky or a wispy glass. This is a hammered glass. It's got little dimples all over it, just like, or little pucker marks. This glass, of course, when you're cutting this glass, you're gonna wanna cut it on the smooth side. Don't forget to send us any questions that you may have, and right down there in the box, or you could subscribe Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if we've helped you out with any questions, and we'll see you soon.